Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tesla's Cube. My name is AcceleReece, and guys, the time has finally come. It's 2025. We are now celebrating 20 years of AcceleRacers. Man, how time flies. And what better way to kick off the new year with a new AcceleRacers release? That's right, this is the Mainline new for 2025 RD-06 or RD-06, however you say it. This is in the HW Design By subset. As of the making of this video, this car is currently not out yet, so you might want to wait before you go to the store looking for one of these. At least in the US, it's different for other countries, but as far as the US, this should be coming out in April-ish, March. I would say April, May at the latest, in that sort of ballpark. This is going to debut in E case, and there will probably be more in F case as well. This is in the HW Designed By subset, which is a new subset for 2025, which is where they release a car, and the car is meant to represent a certain designer that designed the car, and they usually feature their name like somewhere in the graphics. The first one that came out this year was this Purple Passion that was meant to represent Larry Wood, because this is a Larry Wood car. And you can see his name is right there. L Wood Designs. Pretty cool. That one's a really cool release for this year. And so this one is meant to represent Mark Jones, who is a legendary Hot Wheels designer who had been there since the 90s and just recently retired. I believe late last year, around that. So this car was designed by Mark Jones, as well as some other cars in the AcceleRacers series and some other iconic Hot Wheels. He did Pony Up, stuff like that. And as you can see on the hood, it says MJ, and that's for Mark Jones. So before we get into reviewing the car, I just want to talk about the packaging a little bit. And we had the Teku Dior 2 and 3 main lines last year, and they have updated the packaging. The font is different on the text there, and the artwork has speed lines, which is new. The Let's Race logo also doesn't have that ugly orange around it. It's much more subtle. And no, the Let's Race thing up there does not mean that this car is going to be in Let's Race. It's just an ad that they put on every fantasy mainline. So it's whatever. It doesn't bother me too much. It's not as intrusive as the one on the Dior 2, which had this big orange banner across here. This looks much better. But yeah, there's the render. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Get a look at that. And we're gonna take a look at the car here. I'm kind of holding off because we're gonna open this, and then I'm gonna review the car, go over what's different about it, what's cool, maybe not so cool. We'll compare it to some other RD-06s. This is international card. Here's the back. And before we get into this, I want to give a shout out to a friend of the channel, FishPiper95 on Instagram, a friend from Malaysia who was very kind enough to send this car my way. These are produced in Malaysia, and so that's usually the first country that they hit, so they are the only country in the world right now that has these. So if you're watching this and you're from Malaysia, go check your stores. They might have them. So yeah, I want to give a huge thanks to our good friend for sending this our way so I can do this review, because this car is really not out yet in the US. So yeah, huge thanks to him. This would not happen without his generosity, so it is very much appreciated. Thank you. So this car is 4 of 5 in the set, 105 out of 250 that's all the main lines of the year. And there's really not much else to talk about with the packaging, so this is also the very first one of these that I received. There's no unspun this time or anything like that. No early stolen copies or anything like that. This is my first ever experience with this car, so this is a blind review. And this is my first time cracking one open, so here we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Clean. All right, here it is. Pretty cool. Kind of just letting you soak it in here for a second before I get into the details. Okay, so as you can see, this is Racing Drones themed. However, the graphics are not the same as the original RD-06. This is the one from the Series 1 2005 AcceleRacers, and here it is compared with the new one. As you can see, it is a new design, and they use the drone alphabet characters here on the side. This actually says RD-06, just like it does in the middle of this graphic here on the original. So that is actually the same text there. These graphics were done by Li Wei Chang. So it's got a black plastic body. So you've got these fins here, which is pretty cool. An unpainted Zamac metal base. Here's the base, by the way, if you want to see the information on the base. Malaysia, Hot Wheels logo, RD-06. It's weird they don't have a year on there. I guess, as you can see, we got 2 rivets. Let's compare the base of the original. Yeah. Pretty similar, actually, with the 2 squares. All they did was just move around the information. I don't know why they didn't put the new Trackstars logo on there. That probably would have been good. So, as you can see, it's got these PR5 wheels here. These are transparent green tires, and then the rim is colored. It's like a dark gray. Of course, you know, the original had CM6s. Obviously, they can't use CM6s in $1 mainlines. It's just too expensive. These are actually 2-piece wheels. They're cold molded together in the manufacturing process. They were discontinued because they were just too expensive to produce. And, you know, there wasn't really anything that a real rider couldn't do that these could, aside from track performance. But when they were using them mostly on premiums stuff after AcceleRacers, like speed machines and whatnot, they just didn't see a point. But I'm getting a little sidetracked here. I want to talk about the tooling, because it is different. This car has been retooled for this release. This is a brand new retool to keep up with the manufacturing standards of the $1 basics. Because as you know, this was not a $1 basic. However, you know, back in 2005, the $1 basics did have more complicated builds, but around 2014-ish, they changed their manufacturing standards to where, you know, before cars used to be assembled by hand, so you could have like tucked parts and you know, stuff like that. More like tab and post designs where like maybe you had one rivet in the front but it's slotted in the back. But around 2014-ish, they changed that so that a machine actually like vertically sandwiched the cars together. So they had to create something called the 2-rivet rule. So a car has to be able to come together vertically by a machine. Cutting labor is what cut costs, keep the car $1. So the difference is, I'm sure you've noticed the window is different. It's smaller. The sides here, they put like, see the body like cuts off here and the window kind of just hangs off. It's a little hair. And here they have a piece of the body. I know it's hard to see with the black, but there's a piece of body that kind of connects across. That's so the body can go over top of the window piece. And as you can see on the original, come on, focus. Speed, I am speed. There we go. As you can see on the original, the window like slots under that like hood there that kind of is raised a bit. And they had to get rid of that. So they connected that to the body there on the sides. However, it is an open hole inside of there, which is not bad. It kind of looks like a scoop. It's really cool, actually. So that's like the biggest difference cosmetically is what they did with the window here. It does not look that bad. I know some people complain a lot about the retools. It's case by case with me. Some cars, I think the retools look fine. Some of them I think look horrible. Hollowback is the worst example. I think the Hollowback retool looks horrid. But anyways, so we got the green window piece, green interior, black body, ZMAC base, green tires. And the other big difference with this new tooling is the interior piece, which is also part of these bits right here, as well as in the front there. It's all part of the same piece as the interior. The interior piece on the original car is actually metal. It's ZMAC metal. For this release, obviously, they had to retool it to be plastic. So it's a metal base still, so it's still got a lower center of gravity, which makes it good for track performance. But it is a lot lighter than the original RD-06. So, you know, it's a trade-off. Bringing our attention back to the graphics here, I really like this design. I think it's really cool looking. It's very drone-like. Of course, this is tampo graphics, which is like a stamp. Of course, tampo graphics rub off easily. So, you know, the Teku Diora 2 mainline, which came out last year, had some durability issues. The tampos were often wonky, sometimes just right out of the blister. Sometimes tampos would rub off. A lot of times the chrome on the wheels would rub off. So, you know, it remains to be seen what the quality is like on these RD-06s. It's pretty hit or miss when it comes to mainlines. I've had 2 of these in my possession because one of them is going to JC Squared, and I have 2 more on the way, and I plan to wheel swap one. Maybe I'll do like a short with that or something. So it remains to be seen. I'm gonna have to spend more time with this car to really get a feel for the durability of it. If, you know, the dark gray starts rubbing off the wheels, or if the tampos start rubbing off. But so far so good. One thing I don't like about these tampos is they had to include a Hot Wheels logo in there on the fenders. I really don't know why they did that. Like it made sense on the Diora 2 because Teku Diora 2 has logos and stuff all over it, so putting that there instead of the Tiwu logo like kind of made sense. But like, is this like a quota that they have to meet? I notice this a lot with modern mainlines where they have to include the Hot Wheels logo like somewhere in the graphics. I don't know if that's just something Leeway did, if that was a creative decision, or if that was mandatory, but you know, for interdimensional alien robots from another dimension, having a Hot Wheels logo in the graphics is really kind of strange. Like, I can excuse the MJ because obviously, you know, Hot Wheels designed by Subset. It's kind of part of it. Kind of can't do this without that, but you know, I can excuse that, but the Hot Wheels logo is kind of strange. But as you know, in case you don't, tampos can only include about 4 colors. On the Diora 2, it was like the dark blue, the light blue, the orange, and the silver for the headlights. So I was wondering what are the 4 colors for this one, and it looks like green, like a subtle, like a slightly lighter black, like a dark gray, lighter black. You can see it. It's very subtle, but it's accenting the green there, which I think looks really cool. So yeah, that like dark gray with the green, and then white. Is there a 4th color though? It doesn't look like it. It kind of looks like they only used 3 colors here, which is interesting. I mean, if they had an extra color, I mean, maybe they didn't need an extra color. Keep it simple, you know? I got a fart. Silent but deadly. All right, so we're gonna do a couple comparisons. I have a couple of other RD-06s from the AcceleRacers series here. Of course, you guys saw, you know, the Series 1 AcceleRacers RD-06. You know, that's what they look like together. Here is the 2006 Series 2, or Gen 2 as fans call it. The 2006 RD-06 re-release. This one is a little different from the Series 1. The main difference being the front wheel is smaller. You can see that. And the base is painted gloss black. All of them were matte black with the body. Here is the Chrome RD-06 that came with certain copies of the Speed of Silence DVD back in 2005. It's got black tires and then translucent green rims, so it's like an inverse, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there that is in chrome. Got a matte black base there, metal base. Yeah, the spoiler is part of the metal base, so. This one's got some extra graphics. You can see there's some drone logos on the back of the fenders there. And on the fins on the side, there's some stripes there. I always thought that was pretty interesting. Here it is with the Series 2 Storm Realm RD-06. This one just has plain black tires. Got a clear window on this one, which is pretty cool. This is an RD-06 you don't really hear people talk about all that much. It's the Storm Realm version. Of course, say what you will about the new plastic green interior. It really doesn't bother me all that much. I actually think the green accenting looks kind of cool. You know, it's a shame maybe it's a little lighter and not as weighty, but you know, for $1, this is awesome. Here it is with last year's Dior 2. Maybe we can get some shots up on the turntable of that. Pretty cool stuff. Man, us AcceleRacers fans, we're eating good. We're eating good. And here it is next to the oh so controversial Teku Dior 3. Oh yeah. All right, now we just gotta see if it rolls. Yeah, it rolls fine. If you're gonna send this down the track, I would send it down just like gravity layouts. I would not send this car through the boosters because these open wheels, you know, they're prone to bending axles. So that's one thing about castings like this that have open wheels, is these pinwheel axles that are really thin. It makes it pretty easy to bend them. So if you give this to a kid, give it a couple months, he'll bend those front axles, definitely. As far as the original AcceleRacers, I've come across a lot of original RD-06s that have bent axles. Just kind of comes with it. So, it is a good track car. If you just send it down a gravity ramp, set up maybe with like a clamp, but don't send it through the boosters. The boosters will eat these wheels up. All right, we gotta do a rolling test to make sure it rolls across the floor. Here we go. That was a drift. This is not a drifting test. Get your head in the game, RD-06. All right, take 2, here we go. Pretty good stuff. All right, I'm in the collection room, and I think we should probably send it down the wall track just to test its track performance. All right, here we go. Oh, let's give him another chance. Set, go. All right. So this has been the brand new AcceleRacers Hot Wheels Mainline RD-06, new for 2025. Thanks for tuning in to this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe you can make an educated decision on your purchase. If you ask me, I would recommend this. Go pick it up. If you're a collector or just a casual AcceleRacers fan, especially since these AcceleRacers are going up so much in price, you know, it's much more feasible to just walk into a Walmart and grab this. You know, they won't be scalped because, you know, fantasy cars usually hang around in the pegs. It's pretty easy for a casual to grab these. So, you know, great for the average AcceleRacers fan who's not like a hardcore collector. So go pick these up when they come out, support it. Show Mattel that you like this and that you want more of it. I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is a really cool release. You know, it's not just the same thing over again. It's slightly new, but with a little bit of the old. Not much more I can really say about it, but it's a nice piece, and it's a really nice companion piece to the Teku DR2, because the Teku DR2 did face off against a bunch of RD-06s in the Storm realm. So, you know, you can have your RD-06 and your DR2 race each other and duke it out. Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool, almost like companion piece. And I hope they do more. When more of these arrive in the mail, I will drill one open to do a wheel swap, and I might do like a tooling comparison. I think that would be pretty cool if I open up this one and an original one. Of course, I don't usually recommend drilling original AcceleRacers for the wheels. However, I recently grabbed a duplicate of that one top speed car with the green hot hubs, and I've always wanted to wheel swap those on an RD-06, and I've had this extra one lying around that's on some beat up packaging. So I'll put the hot hubs on this one, and then I'll put the CM6s on the new 2025 RD-06, and I think that'll be pretty cool. I'll show that off when that happens, but those cars are still in transit from Malaysia, so when they arrive, we'll see. And it always feels good to have a new AcceleRacers car in my hands. Like, this is crazy. After 20 years, man. After 20 years, we're finally getting new AcceleRacers cars. And it's only gonna get more exciting from here. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. If you're not already, consider subscribing. So smash that like button. You know, what do YouTubers say these days? If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. And this is definitely not the last time we'll be here on this review table reviewing some new AcceleRacers cars. Guys, get excited. It's about to get interesting. All right, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.